of the 18th Congressional District, Jacinto City. All right. Thank you for having me for the 4th of July and being out here for Christmas. I think we were out here, our staff was out here. Thanksgiving, and then all in between.
Yes.
That's right. So we appreciate it very much, and I'm really excited. Let me begin by delighted to be here with the mayor and, of course, our city council member, Councilmember Lee, our city manager, Lon Squires, and do I have another council member here? Make sure I didn't miss anyone. Okay, great. And our assistant police chief, is that who we have?
Lieutenant Longer.
Lieutenant, all right. We need to get Lieutenant's name on here if we don't have it, so let's get Lieutenant's name on here. And let's get the firefighter names. Lieutenant and our Parks and Recreation. And bring that up to me, please, and we'll get started. The lieutenant is over here. Can you just bring me the list? Wait, just let him. There you go. And these are our firefighters.
Yes, ma'am.
And he gave the card. Can I get that?
I think
A little nervous here.
list as well.
I need the recreation, Parks and Recreation. You got it on your name. I got it on there.
I even wrote off.
That's right. I just want to make sure I acknowledge everyone. So let me start again. Good afternoon in the great city of Jacinto City. Let me acknowledge that we've got Lieutenant M.A. Longridge. Give him a big hand, please. Jacinto City Police Department. And we want to acknowledge our chief as well. We know that he's with family, so let's give our chief a big hand as well. And our firefighters, Michael Boda, Gabriel Perez, and is that Lieutenant Jared Jackson or okay? And Lieutenant Jared Jackson. Let's give them all a big hand. Thank them for inviting us to the 18th Congressional District Firehouse, and we know the great work that they do as well. Well, let me start out by saying how important water is, and let you know that we have just passed out of the Senate a large infrastructure bill, probably the first decent bill since the highway system in the 1950s. It is going to present to Texas a great opportunity in clean water, in bridges and freeways. It is an infrastructure bill. In cyber, fixing our cyber system that had a lot to do with what happened in February of 2021. I want to see the hands of people that got a little cold. I know I did. Everybody got a little cold in February 2021 during the freeze? Unless you're going to Florida, you got a little cold. And so we want to make sure that the infrastructure bill that you've been hearing about passed the Senate, and it's going to go to the House of Representatives. So we're headed back to Washington to get that done. And those dollars will come to add to more of the work for Jacinto City, more of the work in the state of Texas, more of the work in Houston. And I just wanted to give you, as I begin, to let you know how important water and wastewater systems are. And I want to thank Mayor Diaz for her leadership in initiating the idea. Congresswoman, we need this kind of help with her great city manager, general manager, I'm thinking of Astros, and city manager, Lon Squires. But thank you and the city council for knowing, get on this right away. And I just want to let you know what wastewater does in our community. This is not Jacinto City, but Houston's COVID wastewater level up 320%, meaning the COVID in the wastewater. COVID in the wastewater, not Jacinto City, but in Houston. So we need a system here in Jacinto City that is clean water and a wastewater system, which is what water infrastructure is all about. This headline indicates, of course, that our COVID is going up. And let's hope that it doesn't go up with our children, and that our children are able to be safe, and that our smart school districts will make sure that our children are wearing masks to protect them. But I start off with that because I'm excited about the idea of supporting Northeast water main and fire hydrant in Jacinto City. And we are replacing today the aging delivery of water in that part of the city. That part of the city has had this system for close to 75 years when the populations came to work in the port and in the energy industry. The importance of this work is that water distribution lines are at least 75 years old and unable to provide the adequate volume or the required pressure needed to serve our residents or to provide adequate fire flows. That's why we're here with our firefighters. We want to give them the tools that they need. We want to make sure that the water sense of urgency, or the water power, I'm going to call it, surges out when they come to the rescue. Give them the tools that they need and thank them for the work that they do. So water is viable, not only for rescue and what the firefighters use with it, but our normal way of life. The most recent ISO inspection cited poor water infrastructure as a key problem in the area due to the system's inability to deliver the volume of water needed to protect several of the larger structures. We want Jacinto City to grow as you would like it to grow, as the leadership wants it to grow. Grow in the right way, by the way. I believe it should be growing with the citizens' involvement. But with this new water system, with these dollars, you have the opportunity to grow on the northeast side of Jacinto City. Ideas like potential new structures in your shopping center, which I think is extremely important. And so we began this appropriations process. This is appropriations money. This is money that is directed directly to you. We call it a community project. I began to talk to leadership about Jacinto City and about the importance of small cities, and that America is made up of the big cities. But I'm so grateful to have cities like you in the 18th Congressional District, where neighbors know neighbors, and we in the United States Congress, in the appropriations process, in the executive, should not forget America's small cities. And that's why we're glad to be able to provide help to the northeast sector of the 18th Congressional District. With this increase in dollars, we will be able to overcome the International Standards Organization inspection and not have poor water, but good water. The community project for this area, if we get the kind of water, or the area, includes the city's only library and only major grocery store. They will be impacted by these dollars. The inability to provide reliable water pressure can also impact life. For those who have kidney dialysis centers, all of those are dependent on a good water flow. Good water pressure is the terminology I want to use. So, when we have failures in our water system, it impacts the whole community. And I know that if it happened to me, it happened to you, that our water pipes froze. Some of our water pipes broke when we had that freezing conditions in February. And so we thought, in working together with the city, that the best use of our effort for you in Washington was to focus on water, water, water. The funding provided by this community project would install new valves, which will isolate any future issues, eliminating the need for large-scale outages. That's a good thing. It'll shore up the leaks. It'll help repair the leaks. And the good news is that if you have any planned projects, like I hear a planned hotel in this northeast area, multi-story structures, there'll be an increase in interest by developers because you will have a good water system on the northeast part of Jacinto City. The community funding project, which is what these dollars are called, will improve the health and safety of all residents of Jacinto City by furnishing clean, safe drinking water and the ability to protect homes and businesses from fires. I believe that this is a smart move on behalf of your city to match these federal dollars and to work with us to ensure that there is growth, there's safety, there's security, there are new opportunities on the northeast side of Jacinto City, matching the whole city and providing it with a good future for new things to come. I know many of you have been in this community for a very long time. we thank you for the contributions that you have made. And of course, Big Bass is in Jacinto City. And so it's a pretty big geographic area that most people don't realize. And with that in mind, here we are going to bring the city together, the South and the North. Tinseltown, I understand, has a vacant pad that could be designed for the hotel that I mentioned. Wouldn't that be great? That would add to the life and livelihood of Jacinto City. So it is my privilege to be able to present these dollars, of which I'll announce. But as I do so, again, as I indicated to you, I want to congratulate your city leadership. They worked with me every step of the way. Whenever I had a question to make sure that our argument was strong, they came up with data that was overwhelming. And I think when we got to the decision point, everyone in the leadership in Washington said there was no doubt that the 18th Congressional District for Jacinto City was moving ahead. So I'm delighted to say, Mayor, thanks for the great job, and I'm delighted to hear from you right now. Mayor Diaz.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank y'all for coming out and supporting us. And Sheila Jackson, thank you so much. You've done so much for our community. Like you said, it's our small town. You've done a lot. Thank you. Our seniors here, they love you. They look forward to you coming down this year. So thank you once again for everything you have done for us. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm looking forward to that hotel, turn the keys. And
Oh, we're ready.
I may be jumping ahead. Let me say how delighted I am to have Councilmember Lee. We're trying to find out if we're related, but in any event, we're still tracking that down. But Alan, every time I'm out here, I get to see Councilmember Alan Lee, and I'm delighted. Councilmember, please come up because you're very much a part of us getting all of this work done. Thank you, Councilmember Alan Lee. Thank you.
We're all related if we go back far enough.
That's right. That's right. The human race, right?
I've been a resident of Jacinto City for 25 years and have been on the council for 10 years. And I've always felt that we can grow economically and in population, but still have that small town feel because we're a family out here. And in the 10 years I've been on council, I've had several opportunities to thank Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. It just seems like over and over she's here for us and she does things for us, and we appreciate your care. We appreciate that you think about us. And we appreciate what you do, but we appreciate you.
Yes.
And we're very thankful. And, I'm proud today to represent the city and to be the liaison to the fire department.
Yay.
I just thank God and I thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. I think that ambulance is located here, right? That we got. That's my child back there, right? That's the ambulance we brought in here a couple of years ago. I'm delighted. And is she working well? All right, Lieutenant, she's working well. The ambulance is working well. Thank you so very much. Lon, we're not going to leave you out. City Manager, you've worked extensively. I'm not putting you on the spot. The mayor knows I'm the one that put you on the spot, not you. You didn't ask to be on the spot. So come on up. Our city manager, he worked with me every moment. Thank you, Lon Squires.
Well, we really appreciate the support for the project. If you've never seen a 75-year-old piece of pipe, which is what's in the ground in this section of the city that we're talking about, it starts out about that big, about 8 inches in diameter, but because of the calcification, the minerals that deposit into the pipe in 75 years, the interior of that pipe diminishes to about 2 inches. That's the 2-inch water flow to every home for fire protection. It's really a horrible situation if you have to fight a fire at a large school like Whittier Elementary, at our library, at Tinseltown, at the hotel that we do have, if you don't have those fire flows. So this is greatly appreciated. It's going to make a significant impact not only to drinking and potable water in the city, but to the fire protection as well. Part of the project also includes new fire hydrants from end to end of this section of the city. And I'd be remiss, Congresswoman Jackson Lee, that I had a message to deliver to you from Mr. Kyle Reed. Kyle is our Public Works Director and could not be here. But he wanted to give you a big virtual hug for everything that you do.
Thank you. Well, I know the hard work that the Public Works Director does. Let's give him a big hand. Thank you. Give him an appreciation as well to me. I just want to emphasize, no one has ever seen what calcium buildup and mineral buildup in a pipe. That means that the water is skinny and the buildup is a lot. We're going to move that out so that you can have good flowing water and a good opportunity for economic development. I'm glad you used that word, economic development. I'm very grateful for that, because that's what we try and do, from the ambulance to the body cams that we brought out, economic development, and also a new police department. I think that's been built, or it's almost, there we go. I'll tour that at another time. Let me do this before we open up, before we do our big announcement. Let everybody just come up and introduce themselves, and certainly come right on up.
Kathy Garner, I'm the Assistant City Manager.
Give Kathy a big hand. All right. And say something if you want to.
Joyce Rain, City Secretary, and we thank you.
You got great history. Thank you. Assistant City Manager, you okay? Did you want to say a word? You're good? Mr. Rojas, I was with him on the 4th of July. He works 7 days a week.
Ivan Rojas, a Parks and Recreation Director, and thank you for everything you do for us.
Thank you. He was there on the 4th of July. So let us come over here and pull this off so we can, come on and say hello. These are my senior citizen leaders here. Go ahead.
Maria Espinosa, and I'm assistant to Elizabeth, and thank you, Ms. Sheila, for everything that you do for our seniors. They love you and they appreciate you very much.
And I love seeing you all. So here we see each other in the middle of the hot summer.
Yes.
All right. Elizabeth, come on down.
Yes. Good afternoon. Elizabeth Flores, Director of the Senior Program here in Jacinto City. And again, 1,000 thank yous for all your advocacy work here.
Thank you.
The seniors love you very much. Thank you.
All right. Now, we're providing water, and it looks like they're trying to give us some water. But anyhow, guys, come over here, and you all help me because I don't want to fall off. So do I go this way? Okay. All right. Now, come on over, Mayor. And you, as I'm, come this way. Come this way so you can pull with me. Yeah. You gonna move that paper? All right, everybody. $2 million, $1,900,000 that they're going to give directly to the Central City, and to be able to do a major job. I'm so glad we said this about hydrant, water pressure, and as well water pressure in your home. Take those old pipes with calcium and minerals, and as well give you an opportunity, Councilmember Lee, for the development that you're looking at on the northeast side, and integrate the north and the south to be economic engines. That's what I'm concerned about. So can we all come out and get this picture? Coming out, Mayor. They all get around. Come on out. And when I leave, you can take this to the bank, but don't let me be here when you do it. I'll be gone, and you can take this to the bank. All right? I'm glad to see Alan Jamel here. I know he loves this city, and it's always here.
Once again, thank you so much, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna let you hold
Let's
it.
go along. Let's go to the bank.
All right.
You won't fit in the drive-through.
No, you got to go in the bank with it. All right. Any questions on this? Yep. Yes, sir.
I've heard you speak about water and water and water. Is that what this money is targeted for, water only?
Yes, this is a major, but this is a major overhaul of the northeast component of the water system, which includes water and wastewater. But it is going to penetrate those 75-year pipes, and we thought it was important to make sure that this focused directly on that. But the infrastructure bill is coming, and Jacinto City will be in line for dollars through that bill, but also the appropriations bills, which is what this is about. It's different from the infrastructure bill. This is the appropriations bill, which is moving along and will be part of the final passage. But we're excited that it has passed the House and ready to go. Thank you. Anyone else? I think we covered the idea of water. So if I can just repeat, this will overhaul the water system. This will give you better flowing water, clean water, and better pipes. And we're excited about it, and it'll be an extensive project because we're doing some other things as well. The city had to make a commitment, and that's what the federal government was proud of. So the small city and the commitment that you all made, that was the icing on the cake. And that's why I want to applaud you all very much. Let's do it again. But right now, let's do it again. Okay. Any of the residents have questions? Any of you have questions? You're okay? All right. You're going to give you some bike trails, maybe? Who knows what else we're going to get? Walking trails? How about that? Who knows? Okay. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
All right. Let me, hold on 1 minute. Let me acknowledge Yoruba. You all have not, you know Yoruba Harris. I have grabbed her. She is my district director. Give her a very big applause. She knows Jacinto City very well. And then my two interns who will shout their names out. Say your name. Thank you. And Garrett is right here, senior council advisor. Very glad to have them all here. And wow, we're giving water, and now we're getting more water. How about that? What can I say? Anyone here from Songwood? Did you make it over? I kept looking. Thank you. Thank you. That's a good name, isn't it? Man of the Senate Club? Thank you very much. Okay.